Recording has started. Dun, 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 dun. You know what? I almost feel like we need a big dun 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 dun. Dun. We should create, or if any listeners want to create some type of theme, over the top, ridiculous thing for the Breuniverse.
Dude, you can make it a contest.
Hey, you know what? By the way, Christine, who's a longtime fan, she brought up, she goes, I love that you can't see Mike. It reminds me of, it reminds me of like the neighbor in, what was that guy? The Tim Allen.
Wilson.
Time. Yes. We're not really like, you know, maybe one day you're walking around in Jersey at like a ShopRite and someone goes, dude, what is your name? I recognize that voice. Where do I hear that voice? I'm like, yes, that's me.
They recognize me in line from the back of my head.
Yeah, that's just the way you talk.
Yep.
How you been? You all right? You're not sick?
No, man, no. All good. Thank God and all that good stuff. Actually went and just saw Clutch on Tuesday.
Oh, they're like a part of me's afraid. I don't want anyone to get mad at me. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm looking at something real quick. Aren't they like a big metal band or something?
They're more like a stoner rock band.
Oh, like they're not hard. It's not like hard guitars. Is it like blues?
More like bluesy kind of, but not really bluesy. Like it can get hard, but it's more like they have groovy songs. Like you just sit there and just groove to it, or stuff you can just get amped up to it, fucking rock out.
I like that. So all I know is, I'm down here in Florida. My daughter got sick. My daughter, during the Christmas time, whatever, one of her friends came. Her friend didn't feel good, and she said next day, she's like, I don't think she was kind of sniffing her nose. If I get sick, I swear. And sure enough, she got sick, so she vitamining up and doing all that. But I'm talking to everyone up north, and every one of the Maria's crew, a crew that I was a part of up in Chester, New Jersey, they all got COVID. They're all running, getting tests. They're all like, we gotta get more tests, more people. People are freaking. It's a lot of people are sick. A lot of people are sick, and it's baffling because it's. See, can you hear a cough? You didn't hear that cough, did you?
No.
Yeah, she got like a little cough. So what's weird is 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them are fully vaxxed and boosted up, and they're all sick. And now my daughter, I had this. Don't you remember I was in Connecticut and I didn't feel good? I did shows in Connecticut. Did we do a podcast that week? Because I did not.
Yeah, I think that was the second or third episode.
Yes. And I can't remember if I did alone or I had Brian on. Brian came on, I think.
Right, yeah.
Well, I was a mess. I had a cough. I had what everyone's describing right now. And, I took, what did I take? The hell is that stuff? Mucinex. Did a whole thing of that. I did vitamins. I would do the tea, and I would steam water. But people are freaking out again right now. They're like, oh my God, I got the Omicron. It's just treat your body well. But I don't. All right, I'm gonna get into it, but I just think it's weird how many people vaccinated that are sick. And they all say the same thing. Well, this one breaks through. I don't know about you, but if I had polio shot 3 times and I got polio, I just start asking questions. Maybe I'm crazy. So this is what I want to talk to you about. You know when you think of something, like you're sitting there and you're like, or someone, you know, and you go, man, I haven't talked to someone in a long time. And you're constantly thinking about them, and you're going throughout your daily chores and you're like, I wonder if, and then all of a sudden that person texts you or that person calls you and you go, oh my God, I was just thinking of you. And I was literally just dialing the phone and you picked up. And everyone has had that in their life. I don't care who you are. And most of the time we go, that's just weird coincidence. Here's my question today. Is it just a coincidence? Because I'm going to tell you something today. And I'm going to tell you a true story. And this has happened to me a lot in my life. And like I said, you're always told, oh, that's crazy or that's weird, just a coincidence. It's not this, it's not that. It's totally something different, blah, blah, blah. Now you're looking into things. Oh, that's wacky. And the guy that Shaka's coming on today. And Shaka was the one that told me, and he goes, no, it's not crazy. It's normal. He just said that one day. What if it's normal and everything else is crazy? And we started thinking of that way. Had to be 20 something years ago, if not longer. We connected in high school, and we connected on talking deep and going far out there and stuff. And I've had that a lot. And one of the most amazing moments was with Shaka. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to exaggerate this. I'm going to be dead honest with you how this all went down. Dead honest with you. Now, first of all, I moved to Florida. I grew up in Long Island, right? And I grew up with basically brothers and sisters that lived on our street. We were a family growing up. And we were all within 3-4 years old of each other. We play hockey. You play hockey. It was the best time of my life. My childhood was so great in Long Island that when I had kids, I begged God, I'm like, you know what? I beg you, God, I hope their childhood is half of what mine was, because mine was great. It was just amazing. So grew up from that, and then my parents did the legal thing. We're retiring. Boom. They buy a house in Florida. They moved down. I grew up in the same street for 19 years, and now I'm living in Florida. So I go from Long Island to Florida. And before that happened, me and Shaka is probably one of the most pivotal, created one of the most pivotal moments in my life. We were in high school, and I'll let him tell a story too. And he comes up to me and he's like, you got to be in the school event. I'm like, what event? Because it's skit night. It's juniors versus seniors versus sophomores. And he goes, you gotta, you know how you imitate Eddie Murphy? You gotta do Eddie Murphy, and you have to do him as Noah's Ark. It's there's a Bible. We have to all do something from the Bible. Do Noah's Ark. It'll be hilarious, but it's Eddie Murphy. I'm like, what? And I said, I don't want to hang out with the acting kids. And blah. It's like, he's like, no, it's not what you think. Like, groups are cliquey. He's like, no, it's not. It's really cool. And I trusted Jimmy, and everyone was cool. It was great learning kids that I was always either intimidated by or judged or didn't want to be around. And it was just this really welcoming, awesome group. And Jimmy was like, oh my God, it's going to be so funny. It's going to be so funny. And I came out as Noah, but doing Eddie Murphy, talking to God. And I brought the house down. And the next day I was an overnight. Everyone was like, Jim Breuer, oh my God. Girls, oh my God, you're a pisser. Dude, I want to hang out with you. I'm like, holy crow, he never would want to hang out with me. So the next night they were chanting for me to come out. And I knew, I'll never forget, I was looking at the crowd and the chant, no, no. And I came out, but before I came out, I looked, I will never forget. I said, oh my God, I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy. And this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be walking out to crowds like this, just waiting to laugh. So it was he's very pivotal with my story and my journey. So with that, Shaka is an amazing singer to the point where I wish I had him. Maybe we could play a song of his today. That's what we'll do. I'm going to get Shaka to give you a song. Unbelievable voice. Unbelievable voice. He should have been on Broadway. He could have easily done that part, the Billy Joel play. No disrespect to anyone, but Shaka was unbelievable. So he's going to be a singer. And I said, wouldn't it be amazing, Shaka, one day we tour together as like a famous comedian and a famous singer, and we go on tour? Wouldn't that be amazing? He said, and he would always just go, yes. And then, so now I moved to Florida. We have our dream. We're in college. We do some plays. He's in musicals. He doesn't even go to college. He's amazing. Now I moved to Florida. And back then, there's no texting and all that and computers. So once you lose someone's phone number, it's over. It's over. You can write a letter. In the 80s, that's the best you're going to get. Somehow I lost. Shaka changed his number. I called. I would get his mom, or I get a answer machine, and hopefully get his number. But the mom doesn't know the answering machine and writing. So I lost his number. Now I started doing stand-up comedy, and now I'm working at this place called Innisbrook in Tarpon Springs, Florida, and I'm getting gigs and I'm making past the open mic world. And now all of a sudden I'm doing stand-up comedy. And all I wanted to do is tell Shaka, I said, Shaka, you still doing your dream? I need to talk to Shaka. We said we were going to do this journey. I was going to go into comedy, and he has to go into music, and we're gonna keep crossing paths, and we're gonna tour, and it's gonna be amazing. And we're friends. How amazing is this gonna be? And now I'm starting to get more gigs, and now I'm starting to do a Lou Road thing here. And so one day, and I can't stop thinking, I'm like, man, I called again, Shaka's mother. I'm like, Shaka has to be on the journey, and we have to connect because I want to let him know I'm on my journey. So he has to keep up with me. Shaka, you have to keep up with me. And I'm always thinking this, nonstop thinking this. And more than just being funny in shows, I'm like, I got to reconnect with Shaka. So now I'm working at Innisbrook, and I get a call. Jim, you got to be at the Punchline. It's called the Punchline in like Jacksonville, Florida. I'm in Tarpon Springs. It's probably a 4 or 5 hour drive. I go, oh my God, today? So I tell, hey man, I don't feel good. Something happened at home, and I'm not gonna be here for a couple of days. And they said, if you do this gig, you do good. You're gonna be the opener. It's only $25 a night. But hey, listen. You do this, you get 7 weeks of work potentially. They got a lot of clubs. Great. I got no gas. I got like $10, whatever amount I have. I think I had a gas card. I go home, my parents aren't there. I write a letter, I get my car. I have enough gas to get to Jacksonville. I get there and no one's there the first show. He's like, well, no one really knows about the place and blah, blah. Cancels it. Okay. Second show. There's like 8 people. We sit down on a stage. It's weird. Long story short, after Saturday, the guy sits and he's like, I'm not going to be able to pay you, man. Like, what do you mean? I don't have money. I can feed you. I give you enough money to get home. We didn't make any money. And the headliner goes, "Hey, Jim, don't feel bad, kid. Come to me across the way at the Holiday Inn. They have music and it's fun. We'll go drinking." So I don't even know a Holiday Inn. I'm like 23 years old. I don't know a Holiday Inn. He goes, no, it's gonna be fun. I go over there. He's paying for everything. I get it. It's packed. It's all people in their 40s, like divorcees. It's just, this guy's got cowboy boots. I can't compete. I don't want any part of this. As I'm leaving, I know I've told this story before. Did I tell a story in here, Mike?
I don't believe so.
All right, good. I know I told the story. I just want to make sure I didn't say it on here. So check this out. I swear to God, I'm just about to walk through the door. And I'm listening to the song. And as I'm listening to the song, I go, that's so good. Is that live or is that the radio? And I asked the bouncer, I go, is that live? Is that the radio? And he goes, no, it's a band. I went, that's a band? Oh my God, the singer sounds ridiculous. Like the singer sounds amazing. I was walking out the door. There's no reason for me to be in Jacksonville, Florida. I called to leave. I'm thinking, shows are canceled. I'm in a divorced bar with these bananas. I'm 1 foot out the door. Music. I said, I got to look at the singer. And I'm looking, and she's got long curly hair. Is that? That's Jimmy Scciacca. And that's Jimmy. And I zoned in on him. It was like a movie. I was just pushing through people. I get on the dance floor, and I just look at him and went, Shaka! It was Jimmy Scciacca singing at a Holiday Inn in Jacksonville, Florida. Haven't talked to him, have no communication with him. I just drove to Jacksonville, Florida, 2 guys from Long Island in a bar at the Holiday Inn in Jacksonville, Florida is where me and Shaka connected. What is that? Let's bring in Shaka.
I love that story.
Isn't it? I still think it. So I want everyone to. I want to hear your version. Like, how did you end up? Do you remember the place, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, it was a Holiday Inn in Jacksonville, and I was in this. I moved down after.
Lead up to being in Jacksonville. I don't know if I ever remember that story.
I left New York after you left New York, right? One day I went down to Orlando because of Rob Famaghetti. Remember Famaghetti?
Yeah, I remember the name Famaghetti. Yeah.
Yeah, so he went down there like for a business trip. And you know, we're like kids in our 20s, right? I was like maybe 22, 23.
Right.
So he's like, hey man, I got a hotel and a rent-a-car. Like, why don't you come down and we'll hang out for a week? Because I'm working down here like, that was a big deal.
Right? That's huge.
So,
that's a big vacation. Some people, they go to St. Thomas. We're like, we got a rental car.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I go down there I meet him down there and we're just hanging out in Orlando. And I'm like, Orlando is awesome for like, there's music every block and everything is like clean, you know, coming from New York. It's like, it's sunny. There's palm trees. It was great. So long story short, I get back to New York and I just say, you know what? I'm just packing whatever I own in my car. And I had $800 in my pocket, right? And I just banged the left down 95 and just went straight to Orlando. And that's it. And then I started looking. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to teach singing. I'm going to be a voice teacher, and maybe I'll get in a band, right? So in the process of looking for like students and stuff, I just saw this ad in this paper, and it said, looking for singers for this agency that put bands together on the road, right? Traveling bands. So I went down and I auditioned for this band, and I wind up getting in this band, and they're like, okay, so you're going to be on the road 6 days a week. Actually, you're always on the road, but you're working 6 days a week in these like bars and nightclubs, and they put you in like trailers for the band. But to me, it was glamorous. I was a rock star, you know. We would work four shows, 4 sets a night during the week, and then 6 sets on the weekend. I mean, that's a lot on, you know.
That's how I felt. You know, like I'm getting $25. I don't even care about the $25.
Yeah.
I'm doing 6 shows with real headliners. Like, this guy's been on television. Like, beyond, I'm in a hotel room that's my room. I'm large. Yeah.
Exactly. It was, I loved every minute of it, and it was exhausting. I made no money. Right. I think at the height, I made $300 a week doing it. Like, it was ridiculous. So there we were. And one of the gigs was in Jacksonville, Florida at the Holiday Inn. And from all I remember, it was like, what was it, a Friday night or something? But
it was either Friday or Saturday, because
Friday or Saturday, but it was a packed night. Place was packed. There was not a space on the dance floor. Everyone's this close together, right? And like through that, I just see the sea parting, like somebody's like almost like moshing through the crowd towards the stage, and then he goes straight up to me and gives me a high five, and it's fucking Jim Breuer, you know. And we haven't lost contact since.
But the best one, I forgot I don't remember what you were singing. All I remember was your hair got really long.
Yeah.
So that's what threw me off. Like, wait a minute, Shaka his hair wasn't that long. His hair's long and it's curly. What the hell? So that's the first thing. But I'll never forget, you're singing whatever you're singing, and everyone's dancing. Even while I'm moving through them, they're not even mad at me. I'm just fixated on you. And once I realized it was you, I went, Shaka! Yeah, boom. You were like this. You're like, yeah, you had to be holy shit!
Right.
You were like, wait after the set. I'll be over here. I just sitting at the bar. I'm going, now, I remember this too. So I worked my way to the bar. And everyone's like in their 40s, and this one's hitting on this one, and this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going, we're from the same town. Like, you don't think we just met? I haven't seen him in 2 years. I'm like, you don't even, what? You guys don't understand what's going on, right? It was, I couldn't wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my head around it. And then we caught up, and then I would come out to see you at, what was it like called? Celebration Station or something?
Tuxedo Junction, maybe?
Yeah, I have video of it. Darn, I should have told Mike. You know what? After we're done, I'm going to see if I can find that tape. But I have tape of me visiting you and filming you singing there, like 4 or 5 songs. And it was when I had those big video cameras.
Yep. Yeah.
I had that
the VCR.
Yeah.
Big VCR tape.
Carried around everywhere. And when I would watch you, I'd put on all the cool little modes. So like you'd be half black and white, and then you'd like trail. There's something trailing, and I put you in like slow motion. Like, oh my god, I'm such a cinematographer.
Right.
It was, but that was such a. I always ask people like, what do you think that is? I believe if you think and put energy like that toward that I mean, what is that's bizarre. It's hard for me to. Okay, yeah, it's just a coincidence. I don't
No,
know.
you know what it is? I mean, I think of it as like if I take a you take a piano, like a grand piano, right? And you open up the top like that, right? It's got all the strings in it. Now if I go ooh in a piano, any string that's tuned like that is going to start to sing along with me. And like they call it, like you're resonating with them on the same level. You know what I mean? So things that are,
Like a wavelength?
yeah, things that are kind of tuned the same. And when you think of somebody, you're literally tuning into them, right? You're tuning into that person. So it's when you tune the same with somebody, that's when they pop up. I don't know. It's like, is this a dream? And you know what I mean? And
But I know this happens to a lot of people. I know this happens. This happens all the time. How many people have you
yeah,
talked to and you go, I was just thinking of you, and here you called, and
yeah,
I know different coincidences and all that, but I can't tell you. I remember specifically too, one of my nieces, um, and that's another thing. Like after it happens a bunch of times, you go, okay, I'm gonna try to be aware the next time I'm doing this and see
right,
what. And sure enough, like for instance, um, my niece was going through some stuff, and like the force, I'm telling you, it's like you can feel them. I know that sounds weird. I'm just being dead honest with you. I feel Yoda go, I sense a disturbance, and I can sense like, oh, something's going on with her, and I kept delaying calling her. And then finally, I just went outside. I go, God, what do you want me to say? Do whatever you want. And while it came to me, call her. I
right.
I picked her up. I swear to God, picked her up. The minute she answered, I went, so I had this feeling I need to call you. She just started sobbing, crying. And it's weird. I almost thought it as, yeah, I wonder how much of an ability we all have with this. And it's
Mm-hmm.
beaten down and thrown out of the way. And not for silly things like, I want new sneakers. I need to get, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I think that's amazing how you can think of something or think of things and
Now,
happen.
yeah, no, but I do. I've always wondered this. Am I creating that a little bit down the road, or am I just seeing what's down the road? You know what I mean?
I got an example for you. That's interesting you say that. So when I'm starting out, I'm playing, I'm doing mostly open mic stuff, and I'm starting to get some work. And this girl, my age, um, she saw me and she goes, "Hey, I book the University of a college in Miami. Now I live a good 5 hours away. I'm in Palm Harbor, Miami, Florida, two different coasts. It's a good 5 hours. I don't have money for a hotel room and all that jazz, so I'm gonna go down there, do the gig, come back. 12-hour day. It's worth the $140 I'm gonna get, or $100.
Right.
And I'm playing in front of people my age. So I go down there, and she goes, "Let's go out now." And she's also telling me, like, I want to get in this field, and one day I'm going to be an agent, and one day this, and blah, blah, blah. She goes, let's go out. Right? So we go out, we get drinks. Now I already know this is gonna end up something's gonna happen here.
Right.
I feel you're having a couple cocktails, you get more loosey goosey with each other. I'm looking a little more at each other, like, yeah, are we doing this or what? And so I knew. She goes, you know what? I got a dorm room. I went, oh, and she brings me to a dorm room, almost a whole abandoned building. And the two of us now, it's like 3:30 in the morning. And we've been on ventures all night. I never make it, ever, even if she meant it or not. In my head, I'm like, oh, we're definitely. It's about 3:30 in the morning. We're right next to each other.
Right.
And she's just staring at me. And I go, dude, I swear. I go like this. I go, all right, I'm going to be dead. Don't say nothing, but I'm attracted to you right now. And I would love to hook up, but I also know I'm not going to call you tomorrow. That's not the stage I'm at in my life, and you're going to resent me, and it's going to suck, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to see you down the road one day. I don't know why. I just feel you're going to be somewhere in my life down the road. And she's bugging out. She's like, oh my God, what are you talking about? I said, you know what I'm talking about. And I said, even right now. She's like, no, I didn't get that feeling. I'm like, yes, you did. And she goes, well, so like, if we're going to sleep together, can we just sleep? And what I mean by that, just snuggle. That's just, I don't want anything else. It's going to be bad. And so do that. Cut to, I moved back to Long Island to get on television and movies, and I'm going for it. I feel like I'm seasoned enough. I've been on the road. Me and you've connected. We're both growing. I'm confident. You're confident. I go to New York. First manager, major issue at the time when I come back up. Cut to, I get a call. It's Carrie from like a year and a half, 2 years ago in Miami. I go, hey, what? She left a couple messages. I'm like, what the? I finally go, hey, I finally get her, and she goes, hey. I go, what are you doing? She's like, I want to introduce you to someone. I live in New York City now. I went, what? She was like, yeah, I moved to New York City. I work for this manager guy. I went, what? So I end up going there. She introduces me to this manager who eventually leads to television, SNL,
Wow.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I knew
Yep.
at that moment right there,
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it. I just knew. And I don't know if that's the devil going, oh, come on, man. You're worried about something that may be down the future? The future's right now. Live the now. Get it. And the other side was
Right.
now be patient, because the energy here, trust your instinct. Your instinct says you're just going to leave, and that always brings bad. Very rarely do people go, hey, that was great. Hope I never talk to you again.
Right.
Well, like you said, maybe see something down the road. Who knows? But I don't know. I love those stories like that turn into wacky things like that.
Yeah. I had a story, but I was with this this girl that I was attracted to, and we started hanging out, but I would go to kiss her, right? And
Yeah.
this is way deep, way crazy. But let me just say it just because it reminded me. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I go to kiss you, and I feel like I'm kissing my sister. Like we're just like really close or something. Like it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, let me tell you about she goes, I had this dream that me and you lived in France in the 14th century, and we were brother and sister. And she started telling me this whole like past life thing about me and her, which was, I go, wow, that's like, because I also had like dreams that I used to live in France in the middle, riding a horse to the castle and all that stuff. So I was like, wow, that's maybe that explained what that was. Maybe, who knows, maybe we're all just souls, now playing the part of of this and that, and here we are. All the world's a stage, right?
Whole world's a stage. I got to find these pictures of us back then. It was so damn funny. So damn funny, especially with you with your hair.
With hair.
What are you doing for New Year's?
Hang with Larry.
Oh, no way.
House party. Yeah.
At his house?
Yeah, he does it every year. Yeah.
Oh, do you remember the one year? Wait, we got to tell everyone this. Can we tell them the Pink Floyd story?
Oh, yeah. You got to tell it.
All right. So here's a good little Christmas story for everyone, even though Christmas is over. But your tree may still be up. So me and I was with D at the time. I know we might not have been. No, we were married. We were definitely married because we were living in Franklin Square.
Franklin Square, yeah.
So Larry lives right in the next. He's like, bro, come on, all right, we do this sick. We're gonna do this sick light. You gotta see this,
dude. You gotta see this. This is, yeah. No, wait, just wait. Right, everyone. Right. I guess everyone smoked a little something, and
we're not even there yet. So we get in it now. Now he lives in an attic. For people that don't know, the Northeast, sometimes a house will renovate the upstairs for another to rent out. So Larry's living in the top part of a house with a what was that thing? The lizards. He throw it on the roof.
The iguana.
You take an iguana, throw it on the roof. Yeah, probably loves hanging out on the roof. His hair is down to his ass. Larry's hair is down to his ass. We get over the house, and then just like you do, you gotta see. He makes everyone sit down. You gotta sit down in front of the tree. You gotta sit down in front of the tree. No, first we all got relaxed.
Right.
He's like, you have to get relaxed or it doesn't work. Okay. So we all get nice and relaxed. He then goes, okay, this is sick. This is absolutely sick. And it was a record? Did he put a record?
He put on Pink Floyd.
But it was a record.
Yeah.
The needle on, all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the, say again?
It wasn't like a tape or a cassette tape, or it's not downloaded for those of you who live in the.
Yeah, it was. He put on a record, and it was with the Christmas lights.
Yeah, so he's got his Christmas tree. Now we're all like this, and we're all humming. Some of us are laughing really hard. He's cutting it like, bro, this is sick. Wait till you see this. He plugs in his Christmas light. Normal light.
It's like the strings. Like the cheesy strings. Yes. Like it's something he got at the whatever, the dime store.
Yes.
Cheesy, just colored one string of lights, nothing. And he's like, it's the light show. Well, he called it something. The Pink Floyd light show, the laser light show. You got to watch it. The Pink Floyd laser light show. We do it every year. Just trust me. And it's just a string of Christmas lights, the cheesiest string you can imagine, colored, right?
Right.
1980 style.
Right. Hair down his ass, and we're all zooed out.
Right.
Zooed out. And so, describe what I saw. It was, so he takes the needle and he puts it on
a record. He's like, just watch, right?
Right. And it's Pink Floyd, right?
Pink Floyd. And the music starts, right? And what's the first song? Welcome to the Machine, I think. Right? Where it's like this boom, 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 right? This like mellow thing. And all this music, right? And then all of a sudden the lights start going to the music, right?
Yes. And we go, once the lights were really just going to the music, and we're going, Larry.
Like,
go ahead.
Like, hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there?
There'll be no more. But may feel sick. And we're all like, how are you doing that? And he goes, bro, it's just started happening. I was like, die, come here, you guys can't. This is me. And then she was like, oh my God, it's really happening. I called my mother. I'm like, this is sick, right? Watch. And every song,
right.
Outside in the moon. Every song we were like, oh my God. And then, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was the same day, he put on The Wizard of Oz. And the beginning of The Wizard of Oz, if you play, I'm pretty sure it's Pink Floyd The Wall. If you play that, it runs.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. I've heard that's like a thing. Play the movie The Wizard of Oz and start Pink Floyd when she gets on the bicycle or something, the whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
And it all syncs up. Right.
That was.
I hope he still has them. If he does, I'm gonna have to make a video of the Pink Floyd laser light show.
We have to. You know what? We should get that back to a tradition. I'm 1 year with all my kids officially out of the house.
Wow, I was wondering.
And we might have to come to retirement.
Yeah.
I have to talk to Dean. She's gonna be like, "You're not doing that." I'm like, "It's just one night. It's for Christmas. It's Christmas. Jesus would want this." I don't think that'll go over. But that'd be a lot of fun to do. Jimbo, what are you doing New Year's? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I'm going to Larry's, like I said.
Sorry, I'm a jackass.
And, what are you doing?
I'm gonna. I gotta work. I'm doing like 90 shows for 90 shows. Blah blah blah. It's one of those. Every year I do something like that. I go, damn it. Why did I do that? No disrespect to anyone's going. I'm going to give you the greatest show. I always do. I just know it's just, I'm whining about nothing. That's all. I sit there like, I got to do like 6 shows. 2 in one night, 2 in another. God, listen to me complaining. I take all that back. But I just want to say, give Larry my love.
I will.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to look for a video and see if we can get on. And if not, at the end, we'll revisit. And we got to do one of the bunkers again. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Got a lot of stuff.
What's a year? This is the end of the year show for you?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. So
Oh, what a year it's been, my friend.
Yes, it has. It's been quite a year. So I wish you the very best and all the rest of them.
Yes.
All right, Jimbo, I'm going to give my final comments. It's good seeing you. Have a good New Year.
All right. I love you, brother.
Love you too,
Good.
bro. Be safe.
All right. See you
Later.
later.
Jimmy Shaka. So this is what I was going to say to you guys, everyone listening. Here's a little thing for you in New Year's that's helped me tremendously. And this is a relationship thing. And a relationship could be parent and child. And when I say child, you could be a teenager, you can be young 20s, whatever it is. During times like this, where everyone just, I believe, has been targeted to just look to debate and argue and about things that we should not even be getting that emotionally tied in. So what I'm trying to say is, we just had Christmas, and I know you did too, and whoever you're going to have for New Year's. I hear so much about families now where, they don't get, not that they don't get along, like, well, they believe if you're not vaxxed, X, Y, Z. And they believe, well, if you are, though, X, Y, Z. And they believe if, Democrat, and this one's full blown that. And there's whatever it is, drop all that. Because that's purposely shoved in your life at the gym, at the grocery store, when you're flying on an airplane. They have it everywhere. Don't underestimate for 1 second that that's not on purpose. Now, you could try to talk yourself out of it all you want, but let's say it is. It takes your attention. Whether you say you can do it, takes your attention. When you sit down at a bar, ding. When you're going through the grocery store, ding. You're pumping gas, ding. You come in the house, ding. You're looking at the kids, ding. It's purposely put there to distract you and make you keep looking all over. I'm going to talk about teenagers. I notice kids reach a certain point in time. All right, so when you're going to have dinner, whatever, and you're like, the kids, and we're going to fight and blah, blah, blah. My wife struggles with the way they curse, whatever. I just want peace. But it seems that when you raise your kid and you're able to talk to them and guide them in life, that's what we're here for, to guide them, to show them. When they make mistakes, we just explain, well, now you know when you do that, X, Y, Z. Next time you come across that bridge, make sure you go this way because it'll be better for you and blah, blah, blah. But they reach a certain age where they not rebel, but they're gaining independence, and they don't want you talking to them like a child. They don't want you going, I thought I told you, and how many times do I have to ask, and did you do what that's a boss. That's a boss. At least that's what a kid hears. I know the minute my mom started yelling, I'm not, nothing, it just went, right, right. It didn't matter if she was right. That's all I heard. It was over. The best thing you can do is just listen to them. Let them say what they're going to say, but if you got to talk to them like you're talking to a friend. I'm not saying you have to become the friend. But if you disagree, if Shaka disagree with me with something, he would not be like, you're an asshole, you know what, and that's why you, but he would say, why was your ass up, blah, blah, and we would just start talking. Like, oh, that's interesting, I never thought about it that way. For parents and kids, it's sometimes such a hard threshold to get past. Maybe because we don't want to lose that, hey, I'm the dad and you're the mom. And I'm gonna talk to teenagers here. If you think your parents are stupid, maybe they are. I'm not the brightest human being in the world. Very low in the totem pole when it comes to brightness, education. But I will say this. Don't be pissed at your parents, because what kids do too, this is for teenagers, what they do is they see a hero. Mom and dad are a hero forever. And then you reach a point where you see the flaws in your parents. You're like, hey, they're not as powerful as I thought. He's a joke. This one's a mess. We think you suck. I'm better than you. You failed me. And you lose a little bit of that respect for your parent or whatever. If that's starting to happen, you got to understand something. Parents aren't perfect. Most of us do our best to still try to guide and love. We don't know what that is sometimes. So instead of getting mad and insulting and being mean, maybe it's time, if you get rid of the word should. Well, my parents shouldn't be this way. My parents shouldn't. My father shouldn't. And this shouldn't. The word should is a killer. Get rid of the word should. And if you think and start to try to solve that part that annoys you. Like, for instance, if your mom is always a word wart, do your best to, Mom, it's all right, don't worry. Why do you keep worrying? Mom, you always fighting, you always start story. Why are you always worrying? Because I'll give you an example. My dad didn't know how to say I love you. I knew he loved me. But some of us get caught up in like, well, unless he says it, or unless they don't love me because they don't love me the way I want to be shown love. Sometimes you gotta understand what they're showing might be love. My dad did not know how to show. He would change the oil. Change the oil. That's him saying, I love you. But he can't say I love you. Hey, you got gas in the car? That's, I love you. But he didn't know how to say I love you. He didn't like being hugged. Very uncomfortable. Don't touch. And I took it upon and I went, you know what? I'm going to get him to say I love you. Me as the kid took that on. Because I started to discover, no, he's not perfect, but let's see where he came from. And then the more I learn about him, the more I'm like, he never even knew what love was. He never understood what love was. 10 brothers and sisters, no mother, World War II vet. Oh my God. Baby brother, you know what kind of abuse he must have taken? Oh my God. So he couldn't say, he didn't know how. It took years of me just hugging him. The more annoyed he'd get, the more I'd kiss him in his forehead. He hated that, but I could tell he loved it. I always hug him and say, I love you. Oh, you don't like being kissed. You don't like it. Son of a bitch. Angry he'd get, the harder I'd laugh. And I'll never forget that phone call. And if I didn't get the phone call, I wouldn't have worried. Because I knew he already loved. I just thought if I can help him, it wasn't for me. It's for him. If there's a part of your parent that you can't stand, but you think you can fix, don't be mean about it. It may take years, but know it's going to work. I knew it was going to work. And sure enough, I'm going to say about a solid 6-7 years as he was hanging up, because I always say, hey, I love you. And he goes, I love you so. He said that. I remember I hung up and I looked at my wife and when he said, I love you. And we both laughed. And I was more happy for him. I wasn't happy for me. I didn't need it. I was happy for him because he was on the road of accepting it and even giving it back. So anyway, I hope you have a great New Year's. Lots of love, lots of laughter. And what I was going to say was, too, check out JimBreuer.com. I'm in West Palm Beach New Year's all the way to January 2nd. And then I'm in Las Vegas, South Point Casino. I'm in Kansas City. I booked Tampa, Sarasota. And those shows are constantly going to keep coming up during the week. There's a big announcement coming up very soon for Florida as well. Some shows in areas that I have not been in. And all that good jazz. Mike, thanks for hanging out today. Have a safe New Year.
Have a happy New Year, man. See you next year.
Yeah. Later, Gator.
This is going to be a Broadway play in 3 years.
6 foot safe.
You look great, Grandpa. Take out your cameras for selfies because Jim wanted his head sticking out the edge of the cannon. Oh my God, I love these. Sexist, racist, rights, gay rights, people rights, human rights.
For what you are about to receive.
And may you all have love and laughter in this crazy lifetime we're living.